Live games going live, playing them live on Twitch. Live. It says it's excellent. Nice. Happy. Put both the chats. Remember how to keep everyone safe in a chat. That's good. Welcome to the chat. Remember to guard your privacy. Yes. Yes. Remember that. You're going to be like out here telling people where you live?
Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind?
You're not going to want to be doing that. That's one of those things you're not going to want to be doing. We're going to play this awesome game. You can kind of see it. I need a spotlight. I have one, actually. I actually have one. Oh, you know what we could set up? I have some of those Logitech webcam lights. We could do that. You know, we could do that. How do we plug it in? We'll need the lab coats to figure it out. It runs on USB-C. I could steal the Steam Deck charger, plug it into the wall behind. We could. We almost could, you know? I almost died. I almost died. Should we find some music? Who wants to join me on this journey? On this journey. Ooh, we don't want to get copyright stroke, though. How many of these playlists are going to get me struck down? Dungeon Synth is spooky. Dungeon Synth is spooky. We didn't get a copyright strike on this one yet. I got a buddy who does music. Maybe I should ask Sean to make me a whole streamer playlist for all different kinds of moods. Spooky moods, pirate moods. Okay. In here. We have lights. We have these. And if I set it up like here. Oh, that could work. I set up. I get to show off this. Want to see the coolest? Want to see the coolest present I ever got? It's like a replica of the real thing. The real thing. Where should we put this? Right here. Very, very cool. So I think if we're going to want to do this, we need to go to cam. Maybe go to cam. Probably want it to go through the top one. Let me wear that. Gotta be worth it. I would never lie to you. I would never lie to you. Get the racing wheel out of the way. Get the 8-inch Dobsonian out of the way. Look at that. Now we've showcased the game. Right? Now we've showcased the game. Is that good enough? Oh, hell yeah. My chess pieces. My chess pieces. I'll get the racing wheel out of the way. Okay. Boom. Arkham Horror. It's out of focus anyways. Fuck. Ah. Looks pretty cool though. Arkham Horror. I like the out of focus. I guess it doesn't have to be, but I like it. But I really like it. We could go to 4 and then really crank this back down to nothing. Arkham Horror. What's the difference? What's the fucking difference? Blow me out. Blow me out. Blow me out. Blow me out. Okay. Hot damn, and that took us 10 minutes. Board games. this is it. Yeah, check out my Cthulhu statuette. Very, very cool. Come on. Wow. Wow. Very, very cool. Don't know why I didn't paint the bottom. Really ruins the illusion. It just ruins the illusion a little bit. But I'll place that here. Something to look at. Right next to Azathoth. The view for me is great. Number one rule of entertainment. Hide what's best from the audience. That actually sounds like it could be real. Sounds like it could be a real bit of advice. Hide what's best from the audience. Bears beats best. Our Mythos cards. So in order to properly get everything fit here, I kind of have my organization solution for this game was to go to HomeSense, find an elaborate jewelry box. Look at this thing, right? You open it up. You've got all your stuff. You know, it's got drawers with all your tokens in it. I'm actually kind of proud of this find. So, unfortunately, that's going to be off camera. But if you win the sweepstakes to come to my house and play board games, you get to see it in person. That's real. Check. That's real. Okay, those are shuffled. Oh, you know what? I needed to go through these. Okay, so these are the Mythos cards. We need to find all the Dunwich Horror expansions and take them out. I thought I could keep them all in, but they reference things that don't. They reference. So I took all the ones with gates that aren't going to be included. I just wanted to play the base game. But it'll still reference streets and stuff that aren't going to be incorporated, so that's a bit of a mess up. So we're going to put our gate tokens here. I guess we could probably fit them hitherwards here on the heather. It's going to be covered by me anyways. Okay, let's go through this and find all the ones with the little house. Okay. Endless bleeding. Gonna buy a real belt and burn off my skin tags. I wanna be a model. I wanna be a movie star. They're loose in the village commons streets. Yeah, see, that's not a thing we have. So we're gonna have to take out all the little houses. All the pretty houses. Do you think all the ones that are yellow tagged or orange tagged at the bottom here are the ones with the houses? Oh shit, can you imagine if they made it that easy? You're kidding me. Maybe there's another one. It's orange with a house. Oh my god, they did it. I can't believe they've done this. Well, oh yeah, orange with a house, orange with a house, orange with a house. Orange with a house, orange with a house, orange with a house, house. Oh, that one's orange, doesn't have a house. Monsters must be on the prowl. A monster appears at the Merchant District streets and the South Side streets. We have a Merchant District and we have a South Side. Unnameable. Yes, yes. Okay, well that one can stay. I don't know what the orange means. Something to do with something else. That's okay. I got this game in 2018, I think. The winter. It was the winter of 2018. It was a Christmas gift. From big fan of the stream, Jesse. Cat says meow, his name is. Cat says meow. Okay, yes, true. Dark Young have their toughness increased by 1. Horns of the Black Goat. Horns of the Black Goat. Black Goat. Black Goat. Black Cave and Library. Backwoods County Streets. Not something we have. Okay. These ones are out. They're out of here. Where did I put that box? There it is. There it is. Yeah. Get that dickweed out of my sight. Monday. I switched my setup to the office. So that way I'm not in everybody's way. No. That way we can show off all the board games. Just giving a quick shuffle on these. That went well. Flipped only about 6. Flipped only about 6 of them. I did a very thorough shuffle yesterday, I promise. I'll gladly shuffle you today for an easier shuffle Tuesday. Where do I want to put these? Somewhere where I will need to reach them often. How about right there? How about right there? Gates. Mythos. Perfectly off camera. But the action's here, really. So that's what we'll do. That's how we'll do it. But the action is here, you see. Anyone willing to come in and tell me that things are off kilter, please do. Okay. Great. Great, Scott. We've got all of our decks shuffled. I wonder if it sucks that you guys can't see that stuff. Like, I'm sure you do find it sucky, but I'm sure you find it sucky. I'm sure it's sucky for you guys, you know. But hey. That seems better. So we have our characters here. Monterey Jack, the archaeologist, and Mandy Thompson, the researcher. Let's read their backstories on the back. How about? The year is 1927? 26? Maybe? Hello. 20 minutes. Okay, so it's Mandy Thompson, the researcher, and Monterey Jack, the archaeologist. I kind of wanted to pick basically the characters from the Mummy movies. You know, we got Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz. Because my mother and father were your greatest patrons. No, how does she say? Because I read and write in ancient Egyptian. He's like, I thought it was a good idea at the time. Hey, Benny. Looks to me like you're on the wrong side of the river. Hey, thought it was a good idea at the time. Did we turn this into a GIF? Yeah, we did.
Looks to me like you're on the wrong side of the river.
Yeah, perfect. That's him. That's this guy. Okay. Okay, great. Ladies first. Okay, so she starts in the library. She's got some good possessions. Her focus is 2. Both their focus is 2. Sanity and stamina is a nice even mix. This guy, however, he's going to find himself in probably the asylum more often than not. That's where crazy folk go. Okay, the story so far. Mandy came to Arkham several years ago looking for work as a researcher at the Miskatonic University. Since then, she has worked with many of the university professors, delving into esoteric tomes filled with scientific information, historical reports, and sometimes even occult ramblings. It was while reading an old book of prophecies last week that she first felt that she had stumbled onto something big. Mandy came to believe that certain signs and portents described in the book were taking place in Arkham right now. Omens that indicated the return of a terrible being referred to as an Ancient One, which would grind the cities of man beneath its loathsome tread. Tonight, the full moon has turned blood red. It's a full moon tonight. And is the omen of the return of the Ancient One. Slipping into the night and armed with her knowledge of the prophecy, Mandy has decided to see if she can defy fate and stop these events from taking place. Thank you, elusive linguisticio. TV on H. John Madden. Okay. Let's find out what she was reading about. Come on down. Deep one. Old one. Azathoth. Show me boobs. The Lord of Destruction. When he attacks, the end is here. Azathoth destroys the world. His special ability is absolute destruction. If Azathoth awakens, the game is over and the investigators lose. Since Azathoth promises nothing except destruction, only the insane worship him. However, their fanaticism gives them strength. Maniacs have their toughness increased by 1. And once we get to 14... Omens. We busted. We are utterly busted. Okay, Mandy. Armed with nothing but your research. A lamp. What are your possessions here? 4 clues. $6. Some items. And a willingness to save the world. Monterey Jack. Your story's quite a bit different, isn't it, pal? You start with a bullwhip and a .38 revolver. It's like Indiana Jones. Whenever Monterey Jack draws 1 or more cards from the unique item deck, he draws 1 extra card and then discards 1 of the cards. Okay, he starts in the curiosity shop. I do love that. I love the idea of a curiosity shop. There it is. There it is. Monterey has been a globe-trotting treasure hunter and adventurer for many years, Mr. O'Connell. Much. O'Connell pilled. Following in his father's footsteps, Jack Sr., Monterey Jack Sr., aged Monterey. He's always tried to ensure that the scientific value of his finds is preserved. Recently, he followed a lead on an old prehistoric statue to Arkham. However, when he arrived, the man he came to buy the statue from was locked up in the asylum. Monterey was just about to give up and go home in disgust when a robed figure pushed past him. For just an instant, there was a flash of a silver pendant with the symbol on it that Monterey would never forget. That symbol had been carved into his murdered father's forehead and had haunted his dreams for years. Chasing after the mysterious figure, he turned a corner only to discover that he had lost his quarry. However, Monterey knows that somewhere in Arkham may lie the answer to the mystery of his father's murder, and he's not leaving until he finds it. It belongs in my house. It belongs in my house. It belongs in my father's tomb. Father. I once was working at a photo shoot. It was on a boat. It was a big party. And the captain was this man, maybe early 60s. Fit, captain type guy. And I think his daughter was like in charge of all the wait staff. And a glass had dropped and broken in front of this man. And this woman ran up in a rush. Like, I've never seen a grown woman go, "Father, don't!" It was really awkward. to see her call him father. Father, don't! Are you okay? Father! I don't know. I don't know how you get there. Just good manners, I guess. Father, don't! And he was just kind of like... he was kind of too... I don't think she was really his kid. Because he was too cool. He seemed like he'd have cool kids. I shouldn't... That's mean. That's implying she wasn't cool. She's probably really cool. I don't know. There's certain vocabulary that if you use it, it makes people think you're not cool. Like whence. Or whom. Those aren't very cool words. Well, let's set up the board for a fight against the deep one. The old one. That old one. Okay, well, a good way to start. Yeah, mama. She just got home from work and she's just relaxing on the couch eating yogurt, watching TV. Northern Lion. Dude, an actual robot did beat you to the punch today, though. I don't know if you can see the chat, but aiviewers.streamboo.com from that guy. Definitely robot. We're just doing this one. My only girl tonight is Mandy Thompson. And my Diet Coke. How's your night going? Happy? No, I was going to say happy Monday. I'm sick of it. Stop telling me what day it is. I heard this at work this morning. People are like, happy Monday. It's like, let's just get on with work, please. Well, who's playing? Who's playing the good old hockey game? I'm just setting up for a jaunt through the city, a nice evening walk through Arkham. Storied Arkham. Monsters and those that would see them succeed are opening up portals to evil dimensions in the city of Arkham, and we got to stop them. Or else we're done. We're cooked. I'm just looking for the right little token. There's a token here somewhere of a screaming woman's face. And that goes on the terror track. There she is. What a horrific piece. Have you ever seen a more horrifying game piece? Look at that. Oh. I guess I have to cheer for Montreal, right? Let's go. Let's go. First player token. Little Mandy, perhaps? Okay, we need to populate the board with clues. This is what we'll use for health, sanity, money. Aren't these pieces awesome? Who are you rooting for? What's the score? What's the score, pal? So everything with a red diamond will get a clue. It's hard to find, too. That might be what's driving up the price. When I was first getting into board games, it was not as hard to find, but you usually, for the expansions, they were more difficult. There's a third edition that I don't think got as popular that I'd like to play on stream soon. I enjoyed it, but it has more of a narrative storybook advance that you have to like read through, and I didn't want to play too much because I was always worried then as soon as you get through the story one time, it'll be like, who cares? It's done. I don't want to play this ever again. But I got to get out of that mindset because sometimes it's the journey, right? Not the destination that's fun. But I guess reading the story is kind of the journey. Anyways, either way. What's amazing about second edition is every game you really are shaping your own like hilarious little story. Because the stuff that you find yourself getting into is always awful and it's really fun. It never goes well. That's another thing too. This is a great game in like teaching yourself to not feel like I'm not failing. I'm just facilitating the adventure of these characters are on that's failing. It's more like you're watching something fail. Yeah, I really like it a lot. So you're in for a treat. It's the first one. I was looking at all my board games on the weekend and I was like, fuck, I hate all of these. I kind of hate all of this. So I figured that was probably just being in a bad mood. So I said, let's start from the beginning. Let's go back to the first big one I got. That kicked off the addiction to board game collection and board game playing. And it was this.
Can you believe it?
And I remember how exciting it was to like search the city for like any board game store that would have like expansions. But I can't imagine playing with them. The table space would be enormous. I already have all these like other solutions to have to hold all this stuff. I don't know if you saw, but the first thing I did was buy this crazy jewelry box to like put all the pieces and stuff into it. A thing about getting all of the sort of Arkham, Mansions of Madness, Eldritch Horror, the thing about all those games is they take place in the same universe. So it's all the same characters. So then I got really into Mansions of Madness because it came with actual miniatures. And then I was like, well, we could play this game with those miniatures. And so we tried that for a while, and that was fun too. But then you get older and you just think, I don't have the energy for this. So I'm starting on a journey of finding that energy again, you know? And in the meantime, we're just going to use the little cardboard cutouts. I like it. The second edition is really fun because it uses an app instead of having someone facilitate the game and like play as like the dungeon master. The app is really fun. We have a big TV mounted on the wall up against the dining room table. And so you can bring the app up onto the TV and play, and it tells you how to like, that's another one that can be addicting and like make you want to buy all the expansions because it'll come with new tiles. You tell the app what expansions you have, so it knows all the tiles available to you. And so when it randomly generates the mansions, you can get bigger, more interesting mansions. But that's a pretty cool game. Okay, so we're looking. Yeah. Which is whom? To whom? What do you mean? Oh, hey, we found Monterey Jack. Okay. Monterey's back in business. Now we just need to find Mandy. Hard to miss. Look how many playable characters we have here. It's too many, even. It might even be too many. Who are all these people? There she is. Mandy Thompson. What's up, Torch? Bored or... I see what you're saying. I'm like dizzy kind of even looking at the screen. It's like it's an enormous board. And there's so much that I have to like have off screen. Having to have so much off screen I know is not that fun for you guys, but Wilson, what's up? I'm in here right now, bud. Okay, we're almost there. We have to figure out what everyone's starting. We've got our clues out. Torch, have you seen this game before? Yam's just telling me how lucky I am to have it. That's all right. I know what you mean. Yeah, like another one. So this one takes place in Arkham, but you can get Eldritch Horror, which is more of like an international romp. And so you have like a big atlas out on the table. And that can be, orientation can be a little jarring. If you're sitting on the upside down. But I think this will be fine. We're not going to worry so much. Well, I mean, what games aren't oriented? They are all kind of oriented. Talisman, I guess. Omnidirectional. But yeah, this one's definitely kind of sits at your table long ways, like a giant triptych. Massive, unfolds. I have the rulebook here somewhere. Digitally. Digitally. It says here that the year is 1926. Ah. It's a celebration to end all celebrations in the aftermath of the war to end all wars. The flappers are dancing. The liquor is illegally flowing. But there's also evil brewing, you know. Can't be too careful. So we're preparing the play area. Yes, true. We've placed the initial clues. We've chosen the first player, which will be Mandy. Maybe it'll be Monterey Jack, actually. Nah. Right. This has very much text. This is such a busy and like complicated. The thing that's so fun about it is just there's so much to do. It just gives you this world, and it's really hard not to be discouraged because immediately it just, and this is one thing why I didn't like Spirit Island, is it just gets so overwhelmingly bad. And the object of the game isn't really to like tidy things up. It's just to like barely make it out. It's to like just make it to the finish line. You're meant to like crawl by your fingernails to the end. And Spirit Island's a lot like that. You're like, your island is completely polluted, totally messed up, but you like just flick over the thing you need to like hit a win condition. And you're like, yay, I guess we won. I kind of hated that for that game. But in this game, it is thematic because it's meant to be an absolute nightmare for the characters involved. So it's important to remember, we don't do poorly in this game. The characters are doing poorly. Choose determine, yes. Reveal the ancient one, yes. We are playing against Azathoth, the idiot god. And I have this that I want to show off. Anytime I can. How cool is that? They're just happy accidents. I've always wanted to just like keep notes of every turn, because you can really like after like 10 turns and you really retrace the steps of your heroes, it is kind of hilarious sometimes. Like a buddy of mine was the old lady author. He had like become the deputy and he had found a car and he was like ripping around the city, like hitting monsters with it and flying out with shotguns. And he was like, this game really like has the potential to like tell some really fun stories. Alternatively, a monster can just eat you and you're dead immediately. So there are some ups and downs, big time. The decks are separated. The thing that's going to be hard to do, I think, will be the encounter decks. This right here is the absolute heart and soul of the game. The encounter decks. This is Fantasy Flight. Every location has its own stack. Every area, and then every location within the area has its own write-up on each of these cards. So they're separated by color. And then on each card, there will be a separate write-up for each location. And the stuff is just awesome. It's the most fun part of the game. Because you're like, oh, now all of a sudden I'm in the witch's house. And I'm sticking my hand in the wall. And I'm hoping not to like have it getting eaten off by monsters. Just love it. And I've separated all of the cards that are going to not apply But what's cool is the expansions do come with just base game additions to the cards as well that just add more. So we will not be without encounters, that's for sure. Maybe we will... The game also uses a whole buttload of dice. Wilson is losing it. I like how FF's only non-Disney IP is public domain. Is Lord of the Rings Disney? Don't they make those games too? It is fun that anyone can... That's why I'm kind of surprised. Like, I don't want to be cynical. I am, though. Terribly cynical. But I find most Lovecraftian, like, media to be not that well done. I just recently kickstarted the next sort of Sinking City game because I love that they made it. And they are Ukrainian, so big ups to those guys making a game through all that shit. But their games aren't very good. There's Lovecraftian-ish games, though, that are good, like Dredge. But there's never, like, an actual adaptation that really kicks ass. I guess what we could do is once we get to a location in a region, we can just reach for and pull out the stack that we need. I looked into Final Girl. I think I would really like the mechanics. It seems like a lot of fun. I don't love... That was kind of one of the first games that I came across that had the, like, episodic style of, like, selling content. Which I was kind of not sure about. But I think the mechanics look really cool. Yeah. Well, it's just opportunity for us to step in and do some cool stuff, right? I think it only just recently went public, right? Maybe? Okay, well, maybe if I take the dice out... I like to use different colors. I bought these separately. I wanted them to... I said, hey, let's get McDonald's colors. (2008). Well, that's not... That's actually... It's a long time ago. That was the year I graduated high school. It's almost 20 years ago. Holy God. Holy mother of God. There are 9 different locations that we have to worry about. Oh, damn. Oh, damn is right, my friend. Unk. Maybe we can do this. There we go. That'll do. Yeah, that probably explains it, because I think that was about the time that games or movies like The Reanimator came out. Okay, here we go. That kind of separates for each region fine. The other thing is I need to get like a cloth. I need to find a cloth sack for the monster cup. Because right now we're just going to toss them in here. And we're going to randomly draw our monsters from this bucket. The monster cup. It's pronounced monster cup. Okay, actually we'll leave that for now. I don't think I want stuff to be so far away. I'll put it here. Right here in my pocket. This game uses a ton of dice. A lot of dice. Because once you start combining spells and cards and skills... Okay, we're getting close. Do they? How can you keep doing that? Let's find out everyone's starting abilities or starting equipment here. Monterey Jack, what do you got for us here, pal? Okay, well, Monterey starts at the Curiosity Shop.
Classic!
We'll put him there. Mandy starts at the library. Okay, so her fixed possessions are $6. So I'm going to take a little 5 and a 1. Like, how amazing are these little dollar bills? Monterey Jack has $7. Patriarchy, a little bit. I guess she's just a research student. He's like a treasure hunter, so maybe it more checks out. She does have 4 clues. That's not her. Patriarchy. That's him. He's got 1 clue. He's not very... He's going to definitely be our monster hunter, but his low sanity is going to make this tough. We're going to have to find some stuff to help correct that, because that's going to be a problem. The monsters are going to eat his brain. Monsters will eat your brain, Monterey Jack. Can you guys still hear me if it's up like that? Maybe? Maybe it's better. Maybe he's born with it. Monterey Jack is also made of cheese. It's fine. It's fine. Jeez. That doesn't sound good. Saying something's fine is a nightmare. 4 clues, 1 clue, money, money, money. Okay, that's good for that. I don't know what happened to all the dice I was using. I had these green dice for your like normal attack and all the blue ones for if you were using magic. So you could kind of, if you use different dice, what's fun is you can kind of paint a broader picture of how the encounter kind of panned out. Like if you're using a spell and a shotgun and you pick which die is for which, when you destroy a monster, you can kind of paint the picture like, oh, it was my die it was my magic that succeeded. So you can tell a little story to yourself. You can tell a little freaking story to yourself. I'll just do this. You got me second guessing it there, Yama. Yo gabba gabba. Let's see. We've got Monterey Jack starts with 2 common items, the bullwhip and the 38 revolver. Okay, so here's the common item deck. Let's look for the bullwhip. Whoa, Tommy gun. Okay, 38 revolver. Love it. His combat checks are good. And a whip. A freaking whip? Oh, don't double charge me for that. A lot of lanterns in here. A lot of shotguns, too. I shouldn't be looking at this. Bullwhip. He's like Indy. I did not murder him. That's you, Yama. Here's what you guys want to see what Yama looks like.
I did not murder him.
And his random possessions is 1 skill and 2 unique items. What's cool about his special ability, each character has 1. Whenever Monterey Jack draws 1 or more cards from the unique item deck, he draws 1 extra card, then discards 1 of the cards. So I get to draw 3, actually. Wahoo! If we can get an Elder Sign, turn 1. So... Ooh, Elder Sign Pendant, that could be good. The Abyss, Yugoth, Dreamlands, and Rillier. Sacrifice 4 clue tokens. You are devoured. The investigators, including you, win the game. Whoa! Whoa, he can go on a suicide mission? So that must be... So if we can get him to those specific areas in the other worlds, have him spend 4 clues and then kill himself, we can win the game. We should take that. That's interesting. And it's sort of a heroic end to what might have started out as like a selfish treasure hunting character, you know. Book of the Believer. On the movement phase, discard this card and spend 2 movement points to make a lore check. If you fail, gain a clue token. If you succeed, draw a spell and gain a clue token. That's pretty good. His spell situation's not great. Mythos, discard to prevent a monster surge. Instead, 1 monster or 2 if there are 5 appears at the gate indicated. Okay, let's take the Elder Sign pendant. Who cares about that? He's got a for the greater good. It's funny that that's not... Is that really an... It's not a spell, huh? It's just a sweet get devoured and win the game kind of thing. Okay, we've got a little bit of a narrative built out for ourselves. I like it. If you kind of like Lovecraftian stuff, Torch, you have to check out this French movie. Let's bring up the trailer right now. It is so cool and weird. You gotta check out this French movie. Let me look for it. I think it's called... Boom. Yes. Sickly young boy living by the sea with his mother. Boom. I'm bringing it up. I'm bringing it up. Do you like French movies? What's the score, by the way, Yama? Boom, you gotta check this movie out. The Irish Film Council? Is that who IFC is? Okay, how do we... Simply, how do we do this? Uh-oh, I'm little. I'm little and flipped. Wow. Widescreen. That looks weird, but it's where we are. Okay, check this out. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. It is so weird. Let's check it out. I don't know if I hear anything. Imagine they're speaking English, though.
J'ai vu un mort
It's cooler that they're French, but imagine.
dans la mer.
I think I could direct a movie in a language I don't
Il y
know.
avait une étoile sous le ventre.
I feel like you need someone there who knows, so they can make sure that they're
Étoile de mer?
saying it right, but I don't
Dans la
think,
mer, on croit voir
I don't
beaucoup
think
de
as a
choses.
director I need to know. As long as I'm just watching the performance and it feels right.
Pourquoi je suis malade? Parce que ton corps se transforme.
It's weird, right? A trippy visual feast. It's a mesmerizing
Ta mère m'a dit que
experience.
tu dessines beaucoup.
Oui,
Et qu'est-ce que tu dessines?
une étoile de mer. Il n'y a jamais eu d'enfant noyé.
It's a tour de France.
Qu'est-ce qu'on va me faire?
Une piqûre.
Je vais mourir?
Je suis...
Je vais compter jusqu'à 10,
I can't hear any of the trailer, but I'm just making French.
et après ça sera fini. 1, 2, 3,
On est tous malades? Je suis pas malade.
4,
Elle nous mente.
5, 6,
Dude, we gotta
Obéis à ta mère.
7,
Tu n'es pas ma mère.
Yep, people,
Huit.
people rising on the beach. That's a
9,
Le voilà!
Yeah, you gotta check that out if you like weird movies. Aw. Aw. overtime. A win's a win, though, right? Are they a better team? Do you know? You're a coward, sorcerer. Yeah, I don't want to spoil the ending, but it's weird. It's weirder than you think. And I bet you already think it's weird. Those are the kind of movies I want to make. Weird ones. With ladies on the beach. And it's weird. In my movies, everyone's got to have some kind of weird culty thing going on. Or I don't want to have any part of it. Okay, let's just throw these here for a sec. And then we'll figure out what we want our starting attributes to be before we have our first turn. Okay, so we have to pick a skill for old Monterey. He's going with, shuffle these up. His skill is -1 maximum sanity, but at any phase, exhaust instead of spending 1 clue. Fuck, that's about as worse. His sanity is at 2. That can't be allowed. That's really bad. Okay. He's on the verge. That's why he's willing to lose it all. He will lose it all. He's going to lose it. -1. Okay, well, don't let me forget. Should we give him a perma sanity loss? Damn, that movie was called Evolution, but it's French, so they might say it different. They might go ahead and say it different. Okay, 2 common items. Mandy has a dusty manuscript, +1 to spell checks. That's actually pretty good. She's got decent lore. No, none of these are very magical. And Dark Cloak, +1 to evade checks. That's going to be good. That's an awesome one to get. And then a unique item and a skill. Her unique item is, of course... Oh no, I accidentally put that one on top. Did I? I didn't shuffle these. That's the one that he drew. But maybe it just made its way on back on top. No, I'll shuffle. That might actually have been a good item for her. I wanted to do a movie, and it starts in the woods. Big occult orgy. Everyone's having a good time in front of this big monster. But then they start looking kind of scared in the middle of it because the monster is sort of like not into it. And they're like, wait a minute. And then they like are all dead, and then it's like a mystery. But it's like, how come their god was unhappy with their ritual? Who knows? You got to get a detective to come figure it out. Also, why are all these people in the woods naked and half-eaten? That's what I'd like to know. Okay, a petrifying solution. Physical weapon. It's a +8 to combat checks, but discard after use. This weapon ignores physical resistance and endless special abilities. Holy cow. Whoa, we can actually, like, solidify a giant alien. I'm in my fighting back against the alien menace phase of my life. And a skill. And her skill is bravery. Any phase, exhaust or reroll a horror check. Crazy. I like her. She's shaping up to be a pretty cool build. Monterey Jack. And not so much Jackie boy. Okay. Okay. So now we've set that up. It looks good. We've got our heroes. We've got our... Did I accidentally close the freaking rules? Rules. PDF. Documents. Second edition core rule book. Corny rule book. I think we did it all. Revealed, receive, shuffle, random possess, investigator shut up, create monster cup, yes. So the game wants you to like take these tokens for how much sanity and stamina you have, and then you take them away when you lose it, but I prefer to add. That seems better to me. Place investigator markers. Yes, yes. Shuffle the decks for the ancient ones. Yes. Okay, here we go. I think we're ready to rock. Let's select our starting attributes, though. With her ability to sneak and run around pretty good, why don't we give everyone a lot of movement to start their turn? Monterey Jack is no sneak, all gas, no brakes, 4 movement. He doesn't care. And then his fight. Yeah, I mean, his will is so poor that I'm a little bit worried. It's cool that he can exhaust a clue. That helps. It does help us for getting, because that means now he'll only need 3 to fulfill his for the greater good. We could just like auto win this thing. Lore and luck checks. Yeah, 2 to 4 is fine. Let's give him 3 out of 2 will. Let's give him a bit of a chance. And for Mandy, her fight is, I mean, with her, we could start her fight pretty low. She could go to 2. And then her lore and luck, maybe we will stick somewhere right here. Okay. So with our locations sorted out, our characters built, the decks are ready to go. The only thing I don't quite remember is like, when does the terror track increase? But I think we'll just go ahead and play and see where we end up. We can just see where we end up. What do you think? What do you think? Ooh. Baby, I'm ready to go. Should I zoom in a bit? Maybe that's a little better. Maybe that's just a little better. Okay. Arkham Horror. First thing we do is we grab a Mythos card and we open our first gate and we kick this party off. Finally, and resolves it. Yeah, okay, so now we have to resolve a Mythos phase. We're an hour in. Let's get started. So the first Mythos we drew is called the Aldebaran Ascendant. Okay, it's an environment, mystic environment. A gate opens in the unvisited isle. We didn't need to give Monterey Jack all that movement. It's spawning so close. So we will turn over a gate, and it is a gate that will it's a gate that will take us to the city of the Great Race. Okay. Clue gets thrown away, but we spawn a gate and we spawn a monster from the gate. So let's reach into here. Don't let me look. Don't let me look. Am I going to pick something good or bad? I did look a little. Going to pick something good or bad. Something nice and light to start the fight. On this full moonlit night. Okay. Boom. Nice. A maniac. It's so fitting. Maniacs have an increased toughness, so they have 2 wounds instead of just the simple one because Azathoth is madness. He is a moon unit. I don't know if you can make that out. He's got a little moon on him. And because there's a little moon on the card that we drew, he moves along white lines. So a maniac has run into the streets. Now another clue spawns at the science building. Okay. And then flying creatures do not move to the sky. Gates to another dimension cannot be closed or sealed. Okay. Well, luckily, another dimension is not that gate. So we will keep this in play. Maybe we'll keep it in play over here to remind us. And now it is our turn. So upkeep phase. How do we want to adjust our abilities? Yeah, it's huge. It barely fits. It's hard. Some might say it doesn't even really all that well. Okay, so Mandy has 4 clues. She has the means with which to fight. The maniac is tough. Sneaking past a maniac to go to that gate is tough. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get Monterey Jack into the Dreamlands, the Abyss, Yugoth, or Relay to become devoured and win us the game. Okay, well that doesn't reach us there. That gate is not the right gate. Where does he want to go? He's got... I guess he could shoot. Okay, it's not his turn first. It's Mandy's turn. Okay, well, Mandy is looking at all these clues here at the science building. So she's going to take her 3 speed. So movement phase first, hey? None of our cards have any upkeep. So she's going to go science building. Science is good. Yeah, we don't want to let those clues get swallowed up. So she's going to go 1, 2. And she's going to end her movement there at the science building. What's cool about the science building is you can like discard 5 toughness worth of monsters to gain a trophy token. Oh no, sorry. You can trade in monster trophies or a gate trophy. And you can get 2 clues. Sweet. She doesn't have any of those things. We just freaking started. She ended her movement there, so she's going to get these 2 clues. Now she has enough to seal a gate. Okay. Where does Monterey Jack want to go? Does he want to just get in a fight? Should we try and kill the maniac? Probably. Monsters are tough to deal with. I have permanently low. It's tough to say. Maybe we can go to a place that has, like, allies. Oh, we can maybe become blessed? Oh, where's the church? The church. Looks like at the bank you can become blessed. 1. Internal temp too high. Okay, I'm just going to give the camera a break for a sec. Different. Different. But who needs to see my face? We just need to look at this beautiful board. We just need to look at the big beautiful board. How's your night going, meow? I actually feel more comfortable trying to pronounce your name when the camera's not on me. For some reason, I feel like my face twists in ways that it ought not to. I don't know why I struggle with that one so much. Okay, so Monterey Jack Speed. I'm good. I'm actually really excited. I've moved my whole setup into the office. It's way more cramped, but it's just a little cozy. And it's nice to just be out of the way. So I'm not like taking over the whole house with like cameras and noise and blah, 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 blah. The weekend was good. It was actually really relaxing. We watched the new Spider-Man movie. No, sorry, the new Superman movie. It was fine. I'm just old, kind of, and it just felt like it was too unserious, which is lame to say. I hope I wouldn't say that about the prequel trilogy for Star Wars. Phantom Menace. I was like 9 when that came out. That was like the greatest movie ever. How many zoos? How many zoos in the surrounding area? I love a good zoo. I know that they're like, there's not 9 zoos. I don't think you were at zoos. I think you just went to homes and looked at people's pets. There's no way there are 9 zoos. Monterey Jack. What's your favorite kind of thing to see at a zoo? I went to a zoo in Portland and I budged in. There was clearly like a kindergarten class there learning about elephants, and I just got in line to like hold the hose and spray the elephant for like elephant bath. And people were looking at me like I was a jerk, but I thought it was just free to anyone who was at the zoo. Oh, sorry. Yes. I was 9. Oh, wow. That's fair. Rhinos aren't common. I don't think many zoos carry them. And they are huge. Deadly looking things. What did you think? But before we get to that, we have to figure out what Monterey Jack wants to do with his $7, his one clue. He needs clues, actually. Fuck, you know what? He needed these clues. You know what Monterey Jack does? Monterey Jack is at the Curiosity Shop. He chased the guy. He's like, you know what? I need to figure out who killed my dad. So I gotta go to the graveyard. 1, 2, 3. Fuck. 1, 2, 3. I can't get there. I only have 4 move. Okay, he chases the guy, and he is thinking to himself, okay, I got to go over all my evidence. So I am going to go to Independence Square and get a lay of the land here in Arkham. 1, 2. No, he's going to Hibbs Roadhouse. 3, 4. Hell yeah, the Roadhouse. He's going to go punch bikers and get to the bottom of this. So he's going to take this clue. Senior, Monterey Jack Senior. The irony, for sure, was that he was all jacked up. Big jammer. So she moved to the science building. He moved to Hibbs Roadhouse. So now we do the encounter phase. And so we look at if there's any gates, if there's any monsters, blah, blah, blah. There's not. They're just politely sitting in their locations. So let us find the yellow deck for Miskatonic University encounters. And let's see what our researcher, Mandy Thompson, finds. Okay. The science building. So, an experiment on dogs has gone horribly awry, and now a student is willing to pay to get rid of the evidence. If you agree to help, pass a sneak +0 check to gain $3. What? Okay. We're going to help this. Do we want to help this guy get rid of these like awful dog experiments? It seems kind of mean. It seems sort of like bad. An experiment on dogs. We have to get rid of the evidence. If you agree to help, pass a sneak check to gain $3. Sure. I mean, it's all for the research, right? So Mandy's sneak is 3. In any phase, exhaust or reroll horror. Does she have anything that helps her sneak? Oh, no. Dark cloak is evade. Okay, so she's just straight up 3 sneaky. Let's grab 2 of these yellow die and see if she sneaks. So a 5 and a 6 is a success. We rolled a 1, a 1, and a 2. She really failed. And luckily, there were no negatives. That's like one of the first times I've ever seen a non-negative situation. Okay, now we go to Hibbs Roadhouse, which looks to be like this kind of light brown color. Yeah, it's kind of gray. Hibbs Roadhouse, big time. Okay, so we're going to shuffle these up. What did you think about the giraffe? Did they do giraffe snack? That's one of my favorite things at the zoo. If you're allowed to have a favorite thing at the zoo, giraffe snack is definitely up there. How was you? I was going to ask, how was your weekend? We're talking about that. We're talking about zoos, you dummy. Talking about zoos, you dummy. Okay, Hibbs Roadhouse. Hey, psst. You look like someone who could use a little information. I do. Looking over at the bartender, you see him holding out his hand. You may pay him up to $6, gaining 1 clue token for every 2 you pay him. Yeah, giraffe snack. You feed them. You like hold like these big branches of like lettuce and trees, or it's like basically just these big leafy tree branches. And then the giraffes and their enormous tongues like come and like eat them, and it's like you're holding onto this branch. It's freaking crazy. You look like a guy who could use some information. Well, that's crazy. I need clues, and I have money to spend. I can spend up to $6 to get a clue for every 2 I spend. We could spend all our money and get 3 clues right now if we wanted. What do you think? Different. Well, why don't we give this guy $6? Okay. I think we're gonna win this. We got so many freaking clues. Okay. Okay, now it is the mythos phase. More gates. That's fair. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. What? Where did she grow up? The Serengeti, maybe. Oh, a charity auction. Okay, so... No! What are the chances a freaking gate spawns right where I am? Okay, love it. That means we get sucked in. That guy was like, hey... I got lots of information. I want to hear it all. Tell me it all. He says the words in just the right way, with just the right intonation that just unzips the universe a little bit and sucks me into a freaking portal. So we will. Oh man, if it directly takes us to a place where we need to go, we can be done this. We can win this game here. Oh my god. It is. It's the great plane where Cthulhu sleeps, dies dreaming or whatever. So I get sucked into the portal. If you get sucked into a portal, you actually land there kind of like messed up. You're delayed. So we should put a little token on him to show that he's delayed. That's amazing. Oh, and anytime you open a gate, you are meant to put a omen marker or something on the bosses. A little track. So now we have 2, and once we get to 14, it's GG. It is GG. He's a little dirt. What? He's got to die for a head. Okay, that's not great. And now we're going to draw a enemy. Don't look. We're shuffling. I'm not looking. I am not looking. Chicago. What do we got? What do we got? Something nasty, I bet. Boom. Nope, something not nasty. A little cultist. Wee! Wah! Wah! Okay. You'd think, because of how brutal. Dude, you wouldn't believe it. I pulled like one of the biggest, hardest monsters first try last time we played this. It's like a apartment building sized worm. It's the worst. Worst. Okay, so moon, both of our enemies are moon enemies, and neither of them are listed here, so none of them move. A clue appears in the woods, which you like to see. Anytime there's a clue in the woods, that's good for business. We don't have to worry about the environment anymore. And now deal a number of cards from the top of the common item deck equal to the number of players. Okay. 1, 2. Axe and brass knuckles. Each player may purchase one item at its listed cost plus 1. Discard any items not purchased. Okay. Do we want... Well, he spent all his money. He's got $1. But Mandy has $6. She could buy the brass knuckles. Plus 1 to combat checks. Plus 3 if the other hand is empty. Let's get her an axe. Same as this maniac has. Mandy might spend $4 on that axe, I think. That sounds sweet. She gets $1 back. Cool. And then the brass knuckles get discarded. Okay. To the bottom you go. Okay, that's not so bad. We have a couple gates on the board. Okay, it's our turn. What do you mean? Which part? I haven't looked in a bit. What am I serious about? Where are you going? You want to come say hi? Your fans are asking where you are. Remember Yamma? He's asking where it comes. Come wave. The cameras die off because it's too hot, so just wave your hand under this one or peek your head in. There she is. Yes, we did it. Wilson? Oh. Don't be barking. Don't be barking. Don't be messing with my chillin'. He licked my glasses. Now my glasses are all fucked up. Bye. How long? You're gonna be an hour? Maybe. I'm back. I'm back. From outer space, it just got Willie here. Sitting on my little face. Hey. Found a nice and cozy place right here. Yeah, buddy. If I thought for just 1 second you'd be back to bother me. Oh, no, now go. Oh, you're freaking out, Wilson. You're gonna need that watch. Don't talk, watch. Okay, so now first player is our boy Monterey Jack. He is delayed in one of the lost cities, so now he's no longer delayed. Okay, great. That was good. Good for him. Mandy goes. Maybe Mandy's going to take that axe and swing it into this maniac. Or she can make her way... I didn't really do the upkeep phase of moving my stuff around, but that's okay. Maybe she's going to go... She already has so many clues. Wow. Okay. Cultists are easy to mess with, but they're hard to sneak around. These guys are tough to... She should make her way to this. What is her movement right now? 3. 1, 2, 3. She could go there if she sneaks effectively past the maniac. Right now her sneak is 3. And she gets +1 with her cloak. -1. So she'd have 3 total. Let's give it a try. So she's going to go 1, 2. She's going to try and sneak past the maniac here. Okay. So she's going to take her 3 base sneak. She's going to add 1 from her cloak and then -1 from him. She needs a 5 or a 6. If she misses, she's going to take 1 physical damage. She rolled a 5. That's massive. She sneaks, and then she's going to spend her last movement point to end at the Unvisited Isle. Spooky. Okay, so because we ended our movement here, she's going to get slurped through and go to the City of the Great Race. And we are all going to have our... So, Relia. He's going to have a Relia encounter. So I'm going to draw from this deck here until I get a red or yellow card. Green. That doesn't count. Red. Okay. So Relia is not listed, so we're just going to read the other option. A shadowy entity gives up the chase. Lose 1 stamina from exhaustion. Whoa. Okay. So we're going to tucker our boy Monterey Jack out a bit. But he's got a lot of stamina. He's used to running. So that's good. And now we will pull a green or yellow for Our Lady Mandy. Yellow. Here we go. A monster appears from the shadows. Oh no. So when a monster appears from a card like this, if you evade them or fight them, either way, they kind of disappear at the end. So we're going to randomly draw. Here you go. Miara, now we're going to have a real tough one. Just for you. I'm shuffling. I ain't looking. Okay. Okay, we're not looking. We're going to pick this one. Is it scary? Uh-oh. It's alien from Pluto. It's Amigo. Amigo appears. So I can try and sneak past it at -2. My sneak would be... I'd roll 2 dice. That's not great. Or we try and fight it. If you pass a combat check against Amigo, return it to the box and draw a unique item. Cool. Okay. Well, why don't we try and fight it? So let's do a horror check. Her will is 4. So that's really good. So it's -1 against the horror of the Amigo. So we are going to roll 4 -1. So 3 dice. If she fails, she's going to take 2 sanity damage. She rolled 3 4s. She does have, once per turn, Mandy can activate this ability. After any investigator, including herself, makes a skill check, that investigator then rerolls all of the dice rolled for that check that did not result in a success. Amazing. Let's try it. She's going to use her research. She's going to remind herself to use science to not be afraid. And she's even more afraid. She rolled all 4s and then a 3. Okay, so she's going to take a 2 sanity hit. Do you think about how much sanity damage you might take if you encountered an alien? I've been kind of completely obsessed with that idea lately. I'm like worried that I won't be able to like process what it would be like to see an alien. Okay, so she takes the hit. That's too bad. But now she fights it. So the combat is pretty easy. It's a +0. So no minuses, no pluses, and no special abilities that really mess with it. So in the City of the Great Race, our researcher is fighting alien from Pluto. Okay, so the items we can use here are our petrifying solution and our axe. And we could use them both because they are both one-handers. But I don't know that we need them both. This is... Okay, so you know what? I'm going to choose not to use this. And she's just going to swing her axe like a total Scream Queen into the Migo. So she's going to get +3. And her fight right now is also... Her fight is 1, which isn't great. But... So her base strength is 1. And then she's going to get 3 from the axe, which will be red. So now we'll know which die really lands the killing blow here. We only have to get 1 success because it has 1 health droplet. Oh. 1, 1, 5, and 4. She did it. 1, like a real edge. The back edge of the axe. You know the sharp part that they hook into the door to like pry it? The fireman. I imagine it's a fireman's axe. Might just be a normal axe, though. Let's look at it. It is just a normal axe. But she manages to land the blow, and she kills it. And this will return to the box instead of going back into the monster cup, and we get a unique item. Because they're just sciencey, interesting little... They're research people themselves, the Migos, I think. So back to the box with yous. And we're going to draw a unique item, and this falls out of his body. A fetch stick. Wow. What the hell is that? It's a magical weapon. Any phase, exhaust before making a combat check to gain +7 to that check? Holy cow. I don't know what that is. That is really good. Okay. Mandy's just getting equipped. She's getting totally stuffed. She's getting stuff. And in the sentence I was trying to craft, I was using getting stuff as a verb. Stuffed. But I understand now saying that she's out here getting stuffed might seem like something else. That was unintentional. Okay, so they both had their encounters, and that's the end. We will now move on to the monsters. As things erode here in Arkham, let's find out. Huh! A rash of graffiti? No, the one place I was hoping... At least she is having fun. She's having a dun-dun. Okay, so the one place we didn't want a gate to spawn was the woods, because there's 2 clues here. They get slurped. And a new gate erupts. It is... Yugoth. That sounds like a bad spot. Boom. What do we got? Fire vampires. What the hell are these? They have physical immunity, so you have to use magic, and they ambush. 1,000 tiny fires the size of a match flame sweep from the night sky. The old man was suddenly radiant with light. It's just an image of these tiny little moths that just light people on fire. So that spawns there. It's a superstar guy. Who moves? Moons and pluses move. We have 2 moons, so they move on white. So we look for the white arrow. The maniac heads into the north side. He's going to go... He's following in Monterey Jack's footsteps. And this guy heads into the Easttown streets. Then a clue appears at Independence Square. Excellent. And we have another environment. So the rash of graffiti. Businesses and homeowners alike have reported an increase in graffiti around Arkham. The perpetrators seem to have a penchant for yellow paint. They believe that some ne'er-do-wells have come into a few cases of the stuff and are just having trouble figuring out what to do with it. But could it be something more sinister? Skill checks to close or seal gates in Arkham are made at a -2 penalty. Crap. Okay, I have to think ahead because I want to be sealing gates. Okay, we'll place that here. Rash of graffiti. Let's not forget. Okay. We haven't had to send any monsters to the outskirts. I think because there are 2 of us, you can have player count plus 3 monsters on the board. So 5 total. Right now we only have 3. And then you can have that many in the outskirts as well. And once that fills up, you take them away, raise the terror. As the terror increases. Speaking of that, we need to add more omens to this track. Because Azathoth stirs. Not great. And then it is back to our turn. So now we go back to Mandy as first player. So she starts her movement phase in a city. So she's going to move to the second half. The second region here. As is Monterey Jack. Okay. So now that we have the encounters phase, there's no one in Arkham to have an encounter. So then we move on to this spot. Mandy goes first. We're looking for green or yellow. Yellow. And the City of the Great Race. The odd plant has you in its clutches. Mandy, no. Pass a fight -1 check to break free. If you fail, lose a stamina and sanity as it partially digests you. Okay, fight -1 check. So she can't use her axe because that is a combat check. All combat checks are fight checks, but not all fight checks are combat checks. That's how that works. So nothing helps her do that. Ooh, I forgot that she could have used her bravery to reroll her horror check against the Migo, but what can you do? Okay, so her fight is 1, so she auto fails. So she's going to take a hit. As she's partially digested. She's actually not doing great. She's almost fully insane. That's not good. And now we win the game. For the greater good. Mission. In the second area of Relier, sacrifice 4 clues. Effect, you are devoured. The investigator... Wait, do you think I have to go to all 4 of these? Ooh, probably, right? I've been playing like I only had to go to either one of these, but I bet I have to sacrifice 4 clues in all 4 of those areas. I don't really know how mission cards work. Shall we look it up? He went to Hibbs. He got slurped in. He found himself in the city, narrowly insane. Discard to prevent a monster surge. Any ideas? Arkham Horror. Second. For the... I don't know how to type. I'm not going to look. For the... Oh my god, I'm doing it. Greater... Good. Here we go. It's a unique item. It first appeared in the Dunwich Horror expansion. Categories. Comments. I can't find any. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oof. Oh, there's a whole mythos pack called For the Greater Good. Maybe we just have to look for how do missions work. You draw missions blindly as unique items because they sit in your inventory. Other players can see your missions and you can freely trade or discard them. The card lists a sequence of specific locations you must visit. At each required location, you must make a specific... Once you complete the final step. I see. So we needed to go to the Abyss first, then Yugoth, then Dreamlands, then finish at Rillier. That makes so much more sense. But that's okay. We can play it like this for now. And then I can spend all night rewatching the tapes and realize what I absolutely hate about this setup. And then I'll see you guys back at it tomorrow. Or what? Because I'm here now. I'm spending these clues. I guess... Yeah. That felt so nice timing-wise. I know it's not a long stream. But I just wanted to try it out. Gonna make Dils. I was gonna say Wilson's and dinner, but I said Dilson. Slow down. Slow your horses. Okay. That's Arkham Horror. Everyone should like this game because it's really fun. It's really fun. It's really good, and it kind of fits. I can get it to fit as long as I have next to none of the things on the table. Maybe I can find a way to like pitch the camera over so you can see all this stuff that I'm reaching for my... I guess I could always pull it out and go, $1 for you. That actually would be nice. Maybe I'll do that next time too. $1 for you. Yes, sir. Okay. Well, thanks for joining me. You know,
It's just
sometimes you get the rules wrong.
one of
But
those
it's just one of those things in the life of every crime
Every-
fighter. I know some of you are looking at me thinking,
You're a coward, sorcerer.
and you might be right. Because I'm giving up.
Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind?
But that was fun. It was nice talking with you guys. I can't believe you guys all came. I appreciate it. It's Monday, baby. Should we raid somebody? There are people playing board games tonight. Who's still here? Should we raid? Should we see who's up? Should we raid somebody? Twitch. Who should we raid? They're playing Dominion. I've been so curious about this freaking game. The box art is some of the most horrendous graphic design I've ever seen in my whole life. But it must be good. It must be a good game. The heart of the board. They're playing Clank Catacombs. I freaking love Clank Catacombs. Man. Heart board games has such a great setup. Oh, you guys can't see any of this, eh? Boink. Boink. Computer. Okay. Should I raid these guys? Okay, we can knock. How do you knock? No, they're too high. They're too big league. I'm kind of intimidated by them all. It's too nice of a setup. And look at this guy's cool hat. I don't know. I don't know if it's... I think we'll be made fun of. We'll just show up. It'll be raids with a party of 0. How How do you do it? Let's do it. Have no fear. Where's the button for rating somebody? Payouts. Viewer rewards. Community. Alerts. Stream manager. Come on, guys. Oh, here we go. Raid channel. Yes. You guys should check out these guys' nights. They get together every Monday night and they play for fucking hours. These guys are good blokes. Let's raid these dudes. Okay, good night, everybody. I love y'all to death.
Alrighty, bye-bye.
Play a merchant, draw a card. Empty supply pile. You have 2. Discard 2 provinces. Then I'll put another market card. Fuck. So annoying.
We're getting raided.
Hey.
Josh, Bob, John.
What's up, dude? Cheers. Welcome, guys.
Playing Dominion. We're towards the end of our second round of the evening of this game.
I had a really strong deck at one point, and now I think I kind of squandered it, and it's getting not as good anymore. Yeah, I'll play a throne room with nothing left. I'll go to buy phase. I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
John, Bob John's got an important question.
So need province.
Yeah, what's up? What do we got?
In this game, worth getting over the box? Is this game worth getting over the box art?
I mean, it's a good game.